Well, we're down from York, stopping in Great Yarmouth because we think it's a great place to explore the Broads and Norfolk. And we're stopping at number 78 Marine Parade. It's we booked it more or less last minute, the day before we came. It's nice and clean and friendly, it's a great breakfast, and we're only about 100 yards from the pier, more or less in the centre of Great Yarmouth. And there we've got Britannia Pier, and each night we've been eating out at the Archer's Restaurant, Steakhouse and Grills, but you know, there's great food in there and it's at a good price as well, and they've looked after us all week. Today we're on the Norfolk Broads at a place called Ranworth, and we're going to walk from here down the road to a place called Horning, and we'll show you what we can along the way. And we're starting our walk at the Broadlands Information Centre, and this is where we've parked our car, free parking by the look of it. So we're just heading forward and turning right. So we turn right out the car park in front of the Maltsters pub, heading towards Horning. So we head forward up the road, and after a couple of 100 yards, look to your left hand side, and this is at the back of the pub. It's like a, well, it looks like a big water garden. And then we turn right into the village. You'll see like a thatched house at the back where the car's going. And this is how close we are to the Broads. We're just on a little loop of a detour till we get back onto the Horning Road. Give you a shot of the village as we go. And we've got like a little thatched boathouse on your right, just at the end of the Broads. As you follow the road round, you'll see a board saying Norfolk Wildlife Trust, Ranworth Broad, and we're going to go up there and have a look. This is a visitor centre, and it's opening from 10 to 5, April to October. And there's coffee, tea, hot chocolate and ice cream in a gift shop. And we pass over little bridges and waterways. We've been told there's been a grass snake seen this morning, an otter and a kingfisher, so let's hope we see something. And we look at the other side of the bridge and we can see like a little dab chick in the water, but he's hiding. You're walking with a taxi drive today. Just follow the boardwalk through the trees. Warm day, very muggy, about 80 degrees, but I think we're in for a good day today. Let's hope we see plenty of wildlife. And here we've got the Broads Wildlife Centre. We're going to take a look in a minute. You can have a cup of tea and look around here and sit and have something to eat if you want. You've got the mother just sat below. We're inside the visitor centre now, and we've got 3 chicks up above waiting for some food to come back. You can just see their heads there, look, Janice. See? Just these 3 beaks.
Four otters, 2 cubs. Oh, let's see, really. I'm not allowed to go until Mummy sees an otter.
Where's an otter?
I don't know, it's different.
Pontoons, yeah,
She's
pontoons.
back.
They're like rafts underneath the building, and then this wooden building sits on top of those.
We're just up in the roof lookout now. We've got like a bittern in a, you know, in a glass case there, look, and an otter. And there's a koi pew there, and these are now extinct, but they're once believed to be common in the Broads. And this is where we are upstairs here. It's quite good. We're just looking out the window now. We think we've got a grebe in front, so we're going to home in, get a bit closer if we can. Yep, there he is. And this is from the above the visitor centre there. Look at that. Fantastic. We've just seen a swallowtail butterfly. They hatch out in August, September time, or July, August, and hopefully we'll get a shot of one of them. We've seen a couple. We're just stood on one of the raised platforms now, facing out to the Broads, and we'll try and give you a little look without zooming too fast. And you can see like a boat there, look, just tethered in the water. And this gives you a chance to look at some of the Broads and the boats and the river system that connect them up. It's only took about 2 or 3, maybe 5 minutes to get here, not long. Well worth it though. As we come out of the reserve, we turn right again, heading towards the church, and we can see thatched cottages, and there's some disabled parking there, and it's a nice level runway, so disabled people in pushchairs can get there quite easy. We pass by the village hall, and it's a thatch roof and like put timber on the outside on the porch and that. We think that's worth a shot, so we take it. This is called St Helen's Church, and then just at back of the church you've got a lovely little tea garden. You know, you can have a cup of tea and toilets and that. Well, we'll press on, we've a long way to go. We've just got a Brinston butterfly here. He's just landed this second. They're flying about. And if you look inside the centre, there's some swallows nesting. And did you see them?
I saw them, yes.
Yeah. We're inside the church at Ranworth now, and we've seen you can go up the tower. There's 89 steps, and we're going to go up, make a donation when we come down. But there's the organ in. It's a good church as this. That's just below, and we'll take a picture at the other end before we go up and have a look. Right, we're having a quick look at that end, and then we're going to go up the tower now and see what we can see from there. And here we are, we're up on the roof now, and we'll give you a look round. We've come through that trap door there.
Stop the birds coming in.
Oh, okay. My God.
Yeah, we'll go down. 6 miles, we'll go down after. Lovely. Well, further down. There, okay.
So we've climbed up the steps inside the church, and the view's absolutely fantastic. And you can see the marina where we set off at Ranworth. I mean, we're still in Ranworth village really, but it's well worth the look here. And we'll just give you a few shots as we go round. Before we go back down, it's very tight. If you walk up the church, make sure you leave your backpacks at the bottom, because it's very tight to get down, and we've got to get down yet. So, and there's a couple of ladders as well to climb. As you can see, we've got to go down ladders, and we're on top of the bells now, but we're last one down here. It's a slow job going down because it's very steep. So we've just been up the tower and left our £2 a piece donation. We're just turning right now, following the road up to Horning. It's well worth the view in the church, it really is. So when you turn right out the church, head towards Woolbaswick. We're not quite going there, but that's the direction you need to take. We're walking down the road, and as you can see, it's pretty quiet. There's people on bikes, there's the odd car, but it's safe enough to walk as this. As you can see, the road goes through the middle of the trees. And as we're walking down the road, we've seen what's been flattened, a tiny little snake there. Look, it's probably a grass snake, we've no idea. It might be an adder, I don't really know, because it's flat onto the road. You can see its head at the top. It shows her about. Like I say, we've been told there was a grass snake swimming in the Broads. Anyway, we'll press on. Walk till you come to a bend. You'll see a sign in front says river only, and a T-junction comes to a dead end. We're turning right there. Just outside at British Horse Society, heading towards a little ferry, and we have a look at the houses in front of us with thatch roof. Looks nice. We head forward. The road is heading through the Bure Marshes Nature Reserve. There's you know, ponds and waterways on both sides, and there's dragonflies, insects, butterflies, birds, there's everything down here. We've just seen another dead snake on the road. We'll keep going. As you can see, the reeds are growing over the road. It's only about 4 or 5 foot wide, and cars are having to push through it. It's great though, but there's a lot of like clegs biting you. But I mean, it is warm, about 80 down here, very humid, but we're having a great day. Right, well, we've just come to the river, and that's looking to the left with the thatched houses, and then right in front of you, you've got the ferry in Carvery. And we've just been talking to a lady at the side of the river, and she says we have to ring and the ferry boat will come and take us over, so that's what we're going to do. And this is one of the big cruise things that come in down the Broads. Yeah, looks like a paddle boat. We've just cadged a lift over because we couldn't get through to the ferry because there's no signal on, so this lad here and his wife have agreed to take us over, so we'd just like to say thanks to them. Well, we'll press on. Well, we've made it across. That were very nice of the couple to bring us over. We're just going to check to see if we can get back now. We'll catch you later on. We've just been to check on when the last ferry's back. It's 5 o'clock. It's only 2:30, so we've a couple of hours here, so that's great now. We know we've got our ferry, but we couldn't get across with no reception on our mobile and nobody else had down there, so but people have been very helpful with us. We'll film and then we'll go back. Let's see what the rest of the day has in store for us. So we walk up Ferry Road, turn left, we're going to go up there and have a look round the village now. And there's a path at the side of the road, so it's safe enough. And as we walk up, we'll take a few shots. Willowmead Lodge there, look, with thatch roof, and looks like a Bentley parked in the drive and a boat parked in front. Looks all right to me, we're heading forward. There's a boat or two moored in our back gardens, hopefully if we lived here. It looks lovely here, it really does. We'll press on a bit. We've been walking about 15 minutes and I can see a pub on the right hand side says the New Inn. So we need a pint today, it's very warm. You can see the mooring for the boat there, look. So they can go up to the pub in boat, and we've decided to stop here for a pint. It's the first pub we've come across, there is plenty. But we'll just give you a slow look round. And sun's shining here, it's about 80 degrees and you can see the boats parked there, look. Well, I think it's time we had a pint now because it's a warm day. We just stood at the end of the pub car park looking back up the river, look, seeing what's happening. You've got a fish there, look. Only a little one. Well, that were lucky. He caught a fish just as I put my camera on. Only a small, he's rebaited and back in now. And another. It's 2 fish in about 3 minutes. And here we have a Tiger Supercat here, lovely little car just outside the pub. And the owner as well, there we are, look, we'll embarrass him. Then just past the pub, we're heading down towards the shops and off licence, and wherever you look, the thatch roofs. Lovely place. Well, we just sat on a bench now watching the world go by. It's about 80 degrees minimum. We hear that's warmer than Turkey. And we're going to get an ice cream and just wander a bit further up the marina. Or up the river, should I say. So here we are, we're at the village green in Horning. And Horning means the folks who live on the high ground between the rivers. But the high ground isn't very high, but it's a fantastic place as this. We're going to show you a bit more before we make our way back to the ferry. And here's looking at it from another angle. We didn't realise we were sat on the village green, but it's fantastic. The river's just in front of us. You can just sit here and watch the world go by. And just next to the village green you've got this Swan Inn with its thatch roof and sort of Tudor looking frontage, and that opens out onto the river as well. There's boats of every shape and size, and we're on like I don't know if it's the beer garden or a green next to the Swan, just watching them tack and just generally enjoy themselves up and down the river. Look, it looks like a picnic area in this and that, you know, it's beautiful. And there's people sitting out the front and, you know, having a drink, and it's like being abroad, really. It really is. And with the temperature, you think it probably is. Well, I think this will have to do because we've got to make our way back to the ferry soon, so another 10 minutes before we start making our way back. We're more or less at the end of the village now, but we're just at the marina at the end, just looking at the houses and the boats and people messing in the water here. Just past the White Swan Inn, you've got the car park, bus park and toilets. And we're slowly making our way back through the village, back to the ferry crossing. And then we're going back to Ranworth, back on the same route we came. So let's go and find the ferry. It took us 15 minutes to walk back to Ferry View Road, and that's where the ferry is to take us back. It's just past the ferry and the next turning right. And here we are back at Freedom Boats, and we're going to catch the ferry over the river now and back to Ranworth. And here we are on the little ferry taking us back over. It's only £2.50 a piece. We've certainly had a great day, and now we're crossing over the river and going back to Ranworth. But with this ferry, all you do is you ring at the other side and then just call in at this side, so it's easy enough, and it runs till 5 o'clock. And it just makes a bit of a different day out to have a little tiny ferry trip. You know, if you want, you can use your car and go to both places. But we think it's better if you walk, you see a lot more. We're coming into the main river now. There's a boat in front of us. This is great. This is the Norfolk Broads. This is fantastic, is this? Look at this. You don't get better days. Well, there's good days all over England, wherever you go, but this is our first time down at Norfolk Broads, and we haven't been disappointed. We got this walk off the lady in the church at Gresham, and we asked her is there a couple of beautiful places in the Norfolk Broads, and she suggested Ranworth and Horning, so she says you'll have a lovely day, and by God we have. And we've still got a couple of miles to walk back to to Ranworth, but we're going to enjoy that because we know we've seen 2 dead snakes on the way here, and if we're lucky enough we might see a live one. And we're going through the marshes as well, so you know, even though you're on the road, there's a lot happening. It's nice and quiet. Boat in front of us here. This is great, is this? This is it's 5 o'clock at night here now, and it's still maybe 75 degrees. You know, this is fabulous. Here we are. We're going to wrap this up and get off the boat now. We're just on our way back now, following our exact same route, and just as we're going by the horse centre, we look to the left hand side there, look, and there's like an old Thames trader bus there. You know, you're talking 1930s there. We'll give you just a quick look at the horse centre. These are the stables of the British Horse Society. On our way back we just look into a field and load of spud crop, and we see the water spray machine giving it a good soaking, but I mean it is a hot day today, so it'll do it a world of good. We've got a little blackbird here, look. Just aside the road, just looking for something to eat. This is all on our walk. It's amazing what you see. Well, he stopped about 10 foot in front of us to pose. Well, I think it's probably a female because she looks a bit as if she's probably feeding chicks. But it's 10 or 12, 14 feet away, that's all. Just on the tarmac. Well, we'll leave it at that. Well, we've arrived back at the Church of St Helen in Ranworth. We've had a great day out of the Norfolk Broads. We've been surprised by a lot of things, and certainly the people have been very friendly with us, helped us go across the river and stuff, and the ferryman bringing us back. I hope we've done a good job of this walk. You've been walking with a taxi driver today.